Hey guys, Adam here from DirectionTrader.com. Let's do the recap. It's about 2:45 here, Central Standard Time, so we've got a few minutes left in the market, but I'm going to go ahead and hit on them. As usual, right here, we're looking at the daily chart on the right. Over here is going to be a 1600 tick, or what you'd call an anchor chart. We're currently looking at crude oil. At this time, going into last night's video and going into the morning trading session, we were paying attention that we had some resistance up in here in crude oil. And if you look back at yesterday's bar, you'll see we popped up in there, and then we did get some selling into today. So the selling into the close gave me a little bit of a curiosity that I was going to get actively trading crude to the short side. That's what I talked about last night. And that's kind of the analogy we were looking at going into this morning in our live trading room. As you can see, we actually popped up here. We slowly grinded up. The markets opened up here, and all we did was slowly grind up. We popped up above that previous day's highs, and we just kind of stuck there. And then this afternoon over lunch, we just kind of grinded up, and then just not really any commitment one way or another. So I don't think this has done anything to my analysis here. I still see resistance here. I'm going to be looking for shorting opportunities off this resistance. You see, once, twice, 3 times, once down here, twice down here, 4 times, 5 times we've been up into this range. Now, you would think we'd be able to break, but I'm not going to be the one that just says, hey, this is going higher. But if we do start breaking above that 54 half and we get aggressive buying, I will then be a one-sided trader to the upside. Until then, any type of shorting opportunity intraday I'm going to get aggressive. So if I have a chance to get some of these momentums and these moving averages starting to point down with some selling price here, any type of pullback and a little bit of retracement I can get to the short side while having all this momentum with me, I'm going to go ahead and look to short here. As I still see this thing oscillating very much. We actually broke to a new low here. We're coming back to test that resistance. And although it does look like it wants to possibly push higher, if it does, I will be one-sided, as I said. I am going to still stick to my game plan, stick to my guns. The same thing I said yesterday and the same thing that I was saying back here. Any type of intraday selling, I'm going to get very aggressive with my retracements and look for shorting opportunities in crude oil. Let's look forward here to the indexes now. What an interesting day, guys. Interesting, I'm using that word very lightly, meaning today kind of stunk. Coming into today, we had this resistance here. This here is a daily chart, as we just now showed. We have this resistance, or this falling resistance here on the, this here is the S&P and the Dow. And the NASDAQ look very similar to this. The Russell, you're going to see in a second, it's more of a double top. But nonetheless, still a resistance. If you go back to yesterday's trading, we had some pretty good selling, and we closed somewhat near the low of the day. So at resistance on a daily chart, selling. What are we looking for today? Looking for some selling pressure. Early on, we talked about when the market opened up here, to avoid this early pop, which you can't see on the screen over here to the left, had an early pop. We said avoid that, and then sure enough, we didn't trade the S&P too aggressively here. We actually traded the Russell aggressively, and that's where we got our shorting opportunities in the trading room this morning. So we made some pretty good money on that short there on the Russell. But then after it did fall off, then you can see the market did go ahead and kind of just soften up here a little bit, created what you would call kind of a double bottom. And then more importantly, down below here is our VIX, or our volatility. Our volatility started to roll over, giving us an early heads up that we could leak higher the rest of the day. Went into lunch here at about 11 o'clock, and this is what's happened ever since. So ever since 11 a.m., so basically the last 4 hours, we've had this type of trading. This is what we've done in the last 4 hours. So as you can tell, I have not been trading this afternoon. I kind of just been sitting here doing other work. So anywho, going into tomorrow, I'm going to have the same analysis. As we're at resistance here on a daily chart, same thing as crude. No guarantees we're going to get trades on both of them, but any type of selling pressure we can get on the indexes tomorrow, I will be aggressively shorting down towards these lows. And then if we are able to push above yesterday's highs, I will look to the long side, trading it up towards the swing highs. So that's my game plan going into tomorrow. I hope that helps, guys. If you have any questions, get a hold of me. Adam at directiontrader.com. If not, thank you for watching, and I will see you in tomorrow's recap. You guys have a good afternoon.